welcome back to the Green Screen. This is the only UNT Sports News show. I am your host, Evanson Frank Love. What an exciting weekend of sports that we had for the Mean Green. And let's start off with football. I'm joined here with our football journalist, Jayden Rudd. How are we feeling today?
I'm feeling great, especially after a great win this past weekend. How about you?
I'm great. I'm also excited.
I know.
And, like you said, a great weekend of football. How did it go? How did things go?
Yeah, I had the opportunity of being there front and center to watching UNT's dominant 59-10 win, and here's a recap of that.
The TO.
The North Texas Mean Green improved to 3-0 this year after another dominant performance beating Washington State 59-10 Saturday afternoon. After a slow start against Western Michigan, the Mean Green were able to turn it up quick this week, starting the game off with an impressive 10-play, 75-yard drive capped by a 7-yard touchdown run by Mackenzie McGill II to be first on the board. Offensively, the Mean Green totaled 401 yards, benefiting with great field position set up by the defense. Quarterback Drew Mestamaker completed 24 of his 29 passes for 4 touchdowns, finding 15 different receivers for complete contribution. Miles Coleman led the receivers with 4 catches and 44 yards, with Landon Sides having a great game as well with 3 catches and a touchdown. McGill II led the running backs with 67 yards on 9 carries, while running back Jayden Becks had a game-high 2 rushing touchdowns. The offense has been very clean on the year, allowing only 4 sacks through 3 games and only 1 turnover committed. The red zone offense has been by far the most impressive for this team, going 9 for 9 against Washington State. Defensively, the Mean Green stayed on the attack, forcing 3 interceptions and 2 fumbles, converting 3 of the 5 into touchdowns by the offense. Washington State could not get the ball rolling, scoring only 3 points in the first half. Here's what head coach Eric Morris had to say.
Yeah, opportunistic. I thought, we got turnovers in different ways. We had, interceptions. The ball's on the ground because we were flying around. We were reading our keys. We played fast. We were disruptive in the backfield. Never easy as a defense to not know.
The Mean Green defense allowed 275 yards of total offense Saturday, putting them as the 17th ranked defense in all of college football. Going into week 4, the Mean Green defense has looked in its best form for the first time in 4 years. New defensive coordinator Skylar Cassidy has found a way to keep everyone involved and committed to changing this defense around.
Everybody doing their 111. The coaching staff talk about everybody doing their 111 all the time. You just do your 111 and plays like that happen all the time.
This week's matchup is big. The Mean Green look to pick up a win on the road as they travel to West Point this weekend to play the Army Black Knights to open up conference play on the year.
It was a great game in front of a sold-out crowd.
Man, this Mean Green football team, they're on fire. They're starting off 3-0, averaging 47.1 points per game. What's been the key to this offense?
Honestly, I would have to say Mestamaker. Last couple of years we've had different quarterbacks come in and out, and hopefully Mestamaker has found himself a home here at UNT. He's completing 70% of his passes, 764 yards, and 9 interceptions on the season, with no interceptions actually. So his ability to keep the ball safe, run when he has to, make smart plays, make smart reads, he's doing everything that you would want in a quarterback. And I would also say this offensive line as well. They've only given up 4 sacks in the last 3 games, and when you look at it, that's not that bad. It's 4 sacks for 25 yards lost on that, but this offense has continued to show out and show that they can be one of those top offenses.
Very dominant offense, and like you said, Mestamaker, he's had a very, very hot start on the season. And would you say some of that plays to the defense, being able to stop the offensive their opponents, and they're holding teams to just 13.3 points per game. So what is it? Is it the defensive schemes? Is it the defensive line having a great cover DBs? Like what's been the success for the defense?
I think a lot of it has to come down to Skylar Cassidy. As we know, he came in, it's his first year from Sam Houston State. Last year, or whenever he went into Sam Houston State, they were a 3-9 team. His first year on the team, he's 9-3. Now he gets here, and we're off to a 3-0 start, looking to go 4-0. Defense is playing phenomenal. We're top 29, top 30 for scoring defense, and we're also top 11 for scoring offense. So that makes us one of the only non-P4 schools to be ranked in the top 30 for both of those categories, and this team is lighting up the scoreboard with turnovers. We have a plus 2-0 in a turnover margin, and I would expect for them going into this Army game that's coming up next to see what it is that they could do. Coach Eric Morris has a plan to control that, and here's that right there.
Yeah, I think, being able to put the bodies in there, and we're going to have to trust the guys, the backups, and then sometimes, we're going to play, 3 deep at both our edge positions and our interior D linemen. And so, yeah, I mean, I think these guys want to lean on you, right? And they live in the, 3rd and short, 4th and short world when it's really, really tough to stop them. I mean, almost like the dang tush push, watching the NFL try to stop that. That's kind of like watching people try to stop these guys on 3rd and 4th and 1 for the last couple of years, right? So we got to do a good job. We got to get them off balance and get them off track, and that starts with 1st down and 2nd down, and not allowing them just to continually get to those, really manageable 3rd and 4th situations.
Jayden, defense is what wins championships, and we're starting to see the UNT football defense really take over these games. But how is that really going to play into this game against Army, a 1-1 team that's very tough, very tricky, and confusing with that triple option?
Well, like you said, as we know, the Army offense runs the triple option. That's been their thing since probably before we were born, before we even started watching football. So they've been a great team to show you how to run a triple option. But honestly, I think it all comes down to time of possession and controlling that clock. Last year, when UNT played Army, we let them control the clock for 41 minutes, and majority of that is just straight offense. They get to 3rd down, convert. They get to 4th down, convert. Coming into this game, Army is 77% on 4th down conversions. So I think a lot of that is getting your front defensive linemen and your linebackers involved early. And we know they don't throw a lot of passes, so try to probably throw in a couple blitzes from the DBs, safeties. I feel like that'll really work out in our favor. But another group that I'm looking to have a great game is our linebackers. Trey Fields, Shane Witter, and Ethan Weslowski. They have been the leading tacklers on this team so far this year, and Shane Witter's coming off of American Conference Defensive Player of the Week, and the first one that UNT has seen since joining the American Conference.
Man, well, hopefully we get to see that UNT defense get some more takeaways this weekend and against Army. We'll see, man. Hopefully we get the victory in a dominant fashion. Thank you so much, Jayden, on the
update.
Sir.
Thank you for your time.
Yes, sir. We have so many dominant UNT sports here, and let's move on to some more who started off strong. That's going to be women's tennis. Our women's tennis journalist, Josh Landers, has more.
With the swing of a racket, the Mean Green tennis team has officially started this season off strong. This past weekend, the team hosted the Diving Eagle Invitational right here in Denton, Texas. They're led by head coach Amanda Stone, who continues to push these women towards the best of their ability.
I'm Amanda Stone. I'm the head women's tennis coach here at UNT. Yeah, I think that it was a good opening tournament for us. I mean, we didn't have our top player here. She had played a professional event the week earlier, so everyone got a chance to play a little higher than they would typically. And we played each other in 2 of the brackets for first place, which I think is great. And then we were competing in the top 3 spots for the rest of the brackets. So I think the first showing was really good. We've been looking for our players to show a lot more maturity and leadership, and I think they came out and set a really good example for our freshmen. Like, we fought hard, I think we had a lot of energy, and I think that we executed well for the beginning of the fall.
The Mean Green did incredibly well during their hosting invitational, posting a singles record of 17-6 and a record for doubles of 6-2. Included in these key wins was the doubles championship, where the combination of Lily Schultz and Lou Chalad was too much to handle. The combination went undefeated with 3 straight wins, including a win over teammates Carolina Ladner and Marina Adati in the championship match. Lou Chalad played incredibly well, just narrowly being defeated by Carolina Ladner in the singles Draw A championship. This is what she had to say about her recent performance.
My name is Lou Chalad. I'm a junior at UNT, so it's my 3rd year, and I come from France. Personally, I think I played pretty good, so I did 3 singles. I won 2 out of 3. I lost in final against my teammates, Kaka. But overall, I did good. I improved a lot in my games. I did the things I was working on it. And for the doubles, I played with Lily, and we won the tournament. So yeah, it was pretty good. We also won in final against Ka and Marina. It was a little bit tough to play like our teammates, and we had a little bit of pressure, but I think we handled this good. Then we had a good tournament overall. I think we were one of the best team in the tournament.
One of the Mean Green players noticeably absent from the Diving Eagle Invitational was Stefania Informi. Informi recently won the UTR Pro Tennis Tour event in Champaign, Illinois. She went undefeated in group play and rounded out the tournament with big-time victories in the semifinal and final to ultimately win the championship. It'll be exciting to see how she matches up against future competition.
My name is Formi Stephanie. I'm from Cameroon, and I play here at UNT.
What were the emotions after that original UTR win in Champaign? Like, what was the first thing in your mind that you were thinking?
I was actually thinking about my coach that recently passed, and I feel like I dedicated the win to him. I had like my teammates supporting me a lot, even if they were like far. And yeah, I was just so happy to win the tournament. You know, I think we're preparing really good, and I think everyone's confidence is really, really good too. And we just hope to do good in every tournament we play.
The Mean Green tennis team is preparing for the Rice Invitational in Houston this upcoming weekend. It'll be exciting to see how they prepare for a different environment and style of play. And make sure you attend this upcoming Rice Invitational as the Eagles prepare to spread their wings and fly towards the postseason.
Thank you, Josh. What a strong start for women's tennis. They're showing a lot of potential for the season that they will have. Speaking of teams that have a lot of potential, let's talk about women's soccer. Our soccer journalist, Jake Broom, is here in the studio with me. Jake, how are we feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm ready to talk about this soccer team here.
Yeah, so am I. You know, they're starting off the season, unfortunately, 4-5-1, but it doesn't show, this isn't the start that the soccer team would like, but it definitely doesn't show, you know, the scores, and that record doesn't reflect the close competitive games that they've had.
No, exactly. You're 100% right. The scores don't reflect a lot about what this team has. There's a lot of energy, a lot of potential, and a lot of just strength within this team. And there's a complete difference between what you would read on the scoreboard to what you see on the field. If you're there or if you're watching the game, you're like, oh, this team is real good. This team is really, really good. They have the potential. They have the energy. Compared to if you're just looking at the scoreboard, you're like, oh, well, that ain't too good. They're really strong team. The what do you call it? They've only lost by 1 or 2 goals every single loss they've had. The only time they've lost to 2 goals was against Army last Thursday.
Very tough team.
Very tough team. Very strong team. I mean, junior goalkeeper Alina Arneth made several saves. Actually tied her. What do you call it? Her career record. Her season high. Apologies, of 5 saves that game.
Wow. That's very incredible. A big accomplishment to have, especially for, you know, the beginning and start to a season.
Exactly.
They had a strong opening against Army too. You know, they started scoring the first goal of the game,
exactly.
1-0. So it shows that, you know, they did have a strong start, but do you think it's the finish? Is that
it? Definitely is the finish. Alina Arneth actually gave up 2 goals in the last 10 minutes, which unfortunately is not where you want the game to go. Where you want the game to go, especially after scoring the first goal. So what I would assume is just fatigue, or you're just not being concentrated enough. You're losing the battle inside your head, because, you know, as much as soccer is a battle on the field, it's still a battle in your head, trying to keep the stamina up and all that.
Yeah, of course. Their last game was against New Jersey Institute of Technology. They tied that game. What did you think?
I thought it was a great game. Summer Brown tying the game in the 37th minute. I thought that was a beautiful goal. Out shooting their opponent 27-10 in total shots, 14-4 in shots on goal. There's a lot that you can take away from this from the game against New Jersey.
You're speaking on the amount of shots that they took. On the season, the women's soccer team, they've had 16 total goals when they've had 201 shot attempts.
Exactly.
what's going on here? Why aren't we scoring more? Is it the shot placement? What's going on?
I personally think it may be the shot placement and maybe shot strength behind it. I mean, if you're, just getting a little bit power onto the ball, it's not going to go into the back of the net the way you want it. Could be shot placement, how you're hitting the ball, if you put a curve on it or not. What it really comes down to is just what you're doing with your shot. And there's so much you can do with your shot that it's just maybe they're making not the right choices behind it.
Yeah, and they do have a game tonight against UTSA. I believe, is that game here or is it?
No, that UTSA will be closing their 4-game away stint. So we'll be out in San Antonio. And in all honesty, I think UNT will come away with the win. They lead this series 8-5-1. UTSA, however, has won the last 3 matchups, but I wouldn't be surprised if UNT comes away with the win. And I wouldn't be surprised if Mia Bernard takes a point tonight. Mia Bernard leads the team in a lot of different stats. Leads the team in goals, shots. Sorry, excuse me. Lost my train of thought there. Goals, shots, and assists. Has two assists throughout the last 4 games. And I wouldn't be surprised if she gets another assist tonight, maybe even another goal tonight.
Hopefully she can. And how do you see that game be? I know you said that you see a victory. Do you think that this is going to be a tough battle up until the end, close, or can you see a dominant victory for the women's soccer team?
I can personally go either way on this. I mean, I really do think it can go either way. If it is going to be a dominant victory, I think we'll see something like we saw against Abilene Christian, where we scored first, drew them out, and then hit a last second, or just back and forth and just struggling to get a goal behind or get a goal into the back of the net.
Yeah, sometimes it makes me believe that, when they're working ahead instead of being down, you start the game off with the goal, scoring, being ahead. It puts you in a better position, especially going towards the end. Obviously, you got to make defensive stops.
Exactly.
But, is that the key? Do they need to score first?
I think from what I've seen with this team, it does come down to, I think they just need to get on the board quickly and then let the momentum ride out for the rest of the game.
Hopefully we can see that against UTSA. Hopefully. Thank you so much,
of
Jake.
Course. Thank you for having me on.
Like we've said, the women's soccer team may not have had the start that they would like. They're showing a lot of potential to still finish off the season strong and be as dominant as they can. But let's talk about some UNT sports that are being dominant and working their way to show some more potential, which is our men's golf team. In the last tournament, yes, they did place 9th in their last tournament, but they do have their second tournament coming up at the William H. Tucker Invitational. Their lineup for the Invitational features 2 true freshmen. One, Mitchell Meyer, who placed 7th in individual scoreboard, which is the 3rd lowest round by a UNT freshman since 1994. Congratulations, Mitchell, man. What an incredible accomplishment. And then the other freshman would be Rehan Latif, who makes his collegiate debut. He was ranked in the top 150 of the World Amateur Golf Ranking. So we have a lot to look forward to with men's golf. Let's see the women's golf. They do, after their first great outing in their first tournament of the season, placing 5th on the first day and 2nd on the second. Their second tournament will be at the OU Intercollegiate presented by PDI in Hutchinson, Kansas. They don't play until October 6th, which is a little bit of some time, but hopefully they have another dominant outing like they did. But let's see what some other UNT women's sports has to show. Let's move on to women's volleyball. In the studio here with me is Baylee Dusuau. Baylee, how are we feeling?
Thank you, Evanson, and I am back again to talk about women's volleyball, and boy, do we have some things to discuss. In the home opener against Little Rock, which doubled as Coach Fleming's home debut, it was an absolute sweep with an amazing performance from redshirt sophomore Janiah Jackson, who led the team with 11 kills and helped the team get their second best hitting percentage of the season. And in the second game against Eastern, we got another win where Reagan Bedell got her career first double-double with 14 kills and 22 digs. So congratulations to her. And finally, in the game of the weekend, your UNT volleyball team defeated the previously undefeated UTA Mavericks in an absolute head-to-head battle where UNT came on top in the 5th set. And may I just say, and hear me, they were on fire in this game with amazing performances from everywhere, but some standouts definitely have to be Lily Croshaw, who had a career high of 12 kills, 29 attacks, and 6 blocks. And then we have Loredana Fungi, who dropped 13 kills and 11 blocks, and was also the American Weekly Honorable Mention. And then there's this killer true freshman, Sydney Soria, who distributed a career high 25 assists and 11 digs. But last and certainly not least, we have the only 4-year senior, Alexa Washington, who has just been showing amazing leadership from, I'm sure, her freshman, but especially her senior year on the court. And just this game, she posted 32 assists, 16 kills and she has a total of 16 kills, but in this game she had 5 kills, which adds to her season total of 197 assists, 76 digs, and 16 kills. So congratulations to her, the team, and the coach with this amazing weekend and amazing final win. In fact, with all these wins that they've had up to this point, they are off to the 3rd best starting record at 7-2, tying with the 9-match record from 2012. And with this start, I can only imagine the finish that they're going to have this season. But up next for this volleyball team is that they're wrapping up their non-conference games starting today, this afternoon, against former conference rival LA Tech. And then Friday, they're heading up to meet Arkansas Pine Bluff for the first time in program history. And then they're going to conclude it with Tarleton State, who is actually also under new coach this year, and Jasmine Johnson. So it seems like they're going to have some fun matchups for this weekend, and I can't wait to see what that record is going to look like next week. But that's all I have today. Back to you, Evanson.
What an amazing start for UNT Mean Green sports that we have for the fall semester. And like I said, what better way to watch these Mean Green, to get coverage and information on these Mean Green sports than the Green Screen, which is the only UNT sports news show that we have here at Chilton Studio. Be sure to check us out next week. I'm your host, Evanson Franklove.